in a multiversal breach few ever noticed, caused by the collapse of a failed attempt to merge alien chronal tech with Earth-based gamma energy. A rift opened in the space-time continuum. The breach was brief, no more than a few seconds wide, but within those moments, particles of impossible energy leapt across boundaries and into the worlds of both Marvel and DC. Dr. Bruce Banner, quietly operating in a lab off the radar in New Mexico, was tracking the gamma readings when he noticed something bizarre, a frequency embedded in the gamma spectrum that was alien to his universe. It pulsed irregularly, like a message or heartbeat, seemingly alive. It defied all his equations, even the limits of gamma radiation he thought he understood. Intrigued and slightly uneasy, he began running simulations. The result was horrifying. This foreign frequency was a self-replicating quantum echo, a living waveform that was seeping into his world's energy field. If left unchecked, it could destabilize gamma radiation altogether, causing every gamma-powered being on Earth to either lose their abilities or explode in a cataclysmic wave of destruction. Meanwhile, on the DC Earth, Patrick Eel O'Brien, better known as Plastic Man, was doing something far less serious, cracking-wise with the Flash, while using his body to impersonate the Justice League during a Halloween party. But then it hit him. A strange electric snap like lightning in his brain. He convulsed momentarily and then saw it, not with eyes but with something deeper, a ripple in the elasticity of the universe itself. Later that night, he met with Batman in the Batcave, who confirmed something unnerving. A radiation signature had been detected in Gotham, one that resembled gamma energy, which should not exist in their universe. Batman traced it to the same breach that crossed into Bruce Banner's world. But now, the ripple was affecting molecular structures, particularly targeting malleable or morphogenic life forms like Plastic Man himself. The Justice League, already spread thin across crises, needed a volunteer, someone immune to most forms of radiation, capable of surviving interdimensional travel, and unpredictable enough to face whatever anomaly was on the other side. Plastic Man stepped forward with a grin. "Tell Soups to save me a taco. I'm going to the land of the Green Rage Monster." With the help of Dr. Fate and Cyborg, a stabilizer portal was opened. Patrick launched through it, tumbling across dimensions like silly putty in a blender, until he crash-landed right in the middle of New Mexico desert, Banner's lab barely a mile away. At that same moment, Banner had just synthesized a containment sphere to isolate the living waveform. But it was unstable. As he activated the containment field, Plastic Man crashed through the roof like a red and yellow meteorite, splattering into a puddle on Banner's floor. The shockwave from his entrance caused the containment field to rupture, sending the living waveform straight into the air, and into both of them. Gamma energy met elastic cellular composition. Reality flickered. Banner transformed into the Hulk instantly, his mind partially clouded by the surge. But something was wrong. His gamma energy felt muted, entangled, and standing before him, stretching himself back into form, was a grinning Plastic Man, who now radiated a strange, faint green hue. "What the hell are you?" Hulk growled, confused, his muscles twitching with restrained fury. Plastic Man adjusted his shades and flexed his arm into a hammer. "Name's Plastic Man, and I think I might have just been gamma-gooed." Their bodies began to resonate on the same unstable frequency. The waveform had fused something primal between them. Hulk's rage was feeding the gamma field, while Plastic Man's chaotic molecular structure kept it from stabilizing. The only way to prevent a collapse? One of them had to be forced offline, knocked unconscious, or neutralized permanently. Dr. Fate's voice echoed through a flickering projection. "If neither of you can break free of the waveform's feedback loop, reality in this zone will tear apart. One of you must be stopped now." Hulk's eyes lit with fury. No one stops Hulk. Plastic Man grew 10 stories tall and cracked his knuckles. "Buddy, I bounce back from anything." And just like that, the desert air grew heavy with tension. Thunderclouds rolled in unnaturally. The earth cracked beneath Hulk's feet, while Plastic Man's body shimmered with the strange interplay of gamma and elasticity. Two indestructible forces, one battle, and only one of them would walk away intact. The desert stood silent for half a heartbeat, just long enough for a tumbleweed to roll between the titans before Hulk's fist shattered the calm. A green meteor of fury, he launched at Plastic Man like a battering ram with legs. The ground trembled as he struck, but what he hit wasn't solid. Plastic Man's chest ballooned, absorbing the punch like a trampoline. Hulk's momentum sent him bouncing backward, gouging a trench 50 feet long into the desert floor. Before he could rise, Plastic Man slingshotted forward, reshaping his limbs into jackhammer-like pistons, drilling down onto Hulk's position. Boom! Boom!
Boom!
Each strike thundered through the canyon, but Hulk simply grabbed the last piston arm mid-strike and yanked. Plastic Man flew forward unwillingly, and Hulk's fist met his elastic jaw with enough force to level a mountain. The blow sent him spiraling through the air, his form flailing like a giant red noodle. "You think you funny?" Hulk roared, his voice shaking birds from the sky. Plastic Man rebounded off a rock outcropping, reshaped his body into a cube, then unfolded like origami into a massive slingshot. He loaded himself like a bullet and fired straight back at Hulk. "I'm hilarious!" The impact rocked them both. Hulk took the hit to the chest and skidded across the desert floor, carving a trench in the earth. He roared, his skin glowing brighter green. The waveform was feeding him. His muscles grew denser, his eyes flared. Plastic Man split into multiple coils and wrapped around Hulk like an elastic python, tightening with cartoonish squeaks. "Okay, big guy, nap time." Hulk didn't answer. He slammed his fists into the ground, creating a gamma shockwave that shattered rock and blasted Plastic Man off him. Pieces of the shapeshifter flew in every direction like stretched confetti. Hulk leapt skyward, then came crashing down in a seismic Hulk smash. The explosion flattened 100 yards of desert, but there was no body underneath, only a puddle. Then the puddle blinked. Plastic Man reformed from liquid rubber behind Hulk, arms now chainsaws. "Let's see how you like a little trim," he charged, whirling and slicing, but Hulk caught one arm mid-spin and ripped it off. Plastic Man screamed, not in pain but in comedic frustration. "That's my favorite chainsaw arm." Hulk stomped forward, grabbing Plastic Man by the neck, squeezing only for the neck to elongate infinitely. "Wrong move, big guy." Plastic Man shot into the sky, his head and torso stretching out of Hulk's reach. His entire body turned into a slingshot again, but this time, he launched an anvil-sized fist that smashed Hulk into the rock wall behind him. For a moment, Hulk was buried in rubble. Plastic Man panted, reshaping into a humanoid again, flickering slightly with the unstable gamma energy. But then the rocks exploded outward. Hulk stood tall, body cracked with pulsing green energy, chest heaving. He was no longer just Hulk. He was overloaded, pushed beyond limits. Radiation leaked from his skin in blinding pulses. The gamma waveform was unstable inside him now, fed by his rage. "You can't
hurt Hulk."
He'd lunged again, faster than before. He grabbed Plastic Man, bit down on his shoulder and tore chunks away. For once, Plastic Man screamed in real pain, his form struggling to hold shape. Plastic Man tried to retreat, but Hulk slammed him down again and again and again, creating a crater so deep that magma began to steam beneath the surface. But then, something changed. Plastic Man's eyes rolled back. His body convulsed, and then he flattened, absorbing the waveform completely. His unique physiology began neutralizing the gamma energy between them. Hulk faltered, his punches slowed. Then he screamed, his body flickering between rage and weakness. Without the waveform to feed him, the overcharged gamma began devouring itself. Plastic Man, half dissolved, whispered, "Sorry, big guy. I don't just stretch. I adapt." With the last of his strength, he launched a final uppercut, his fist growing into a wrecking ball that hit Hulk squarely in the chin, sending him airborne. Hulk landed with a boom a mile away, unconscious, his green glow dimming. Banner's body began to slowly re-emerge beneath the gamma loss. Plastic Man slumped to his knees, his form unstable and sagging like melted rubber, but still alive. He looked up at the sky, barely able to hold shape. "Note to self," he wheezed. "No more science projects.